So I've been on a bit of a cloth pad journey for these past months, and naturally the pads I've been going for have mostly been artisan pads. I used the JERRORR soft, then the Type 99 soft, and lastly I got the Hien soft for some quickness. But for the past weeks I've been using something different. This HSR SE Blue 2 from Zowie, and I absolutely love this pad. So this pad is Zowie's newest addition to their cloth pad lineup, together with the smaller GSR SE2 Blue. This version is sized very generously with 500 x 500 mm size, and the G version is sized for 70 x 390 mm. This larger size gives me plenty of space to aim in, and it allows me to set the pad right to the edge of my desk. The edges on these are not stitched, which may be a no-go for some, but personally I don't really notice that in game at all. Stitching has not been a very big importance for me since I also mained the Raiden Classic for many months around a year ago. I didn't have problems then, I don't have problems now. Yes, the edges will probably start to show some fraying at some point, but I don't think it will happen that soon if the pad is well made, and this is very well made. The base on this one is Zowie's rubber foam base with these grippy dots on the back, and it doesn't move at all on my desk. It does ship rolled, but it lays flat fairly fast. It took like a couple of hours with some heavy books on top of it to make it completely flat, and afterwards it stays flat really well. The softness of the base and the rebound properties it has are one of the main reasons I love this pad so much. Softness wise, it sits quite in between the soft and medium poron, with offering a very quick rebound. What that rebound property does to your mouse movements is very hard to describe with words, but it just feels quite snappy, I guess. It's quite easy to stop the mouse from a flick while still offering a good freedom for micro adjustments, and the initial start of the mouse movement is quite quick, which is a combination of the surface and the base working so well together. With dot skates, the base works incredibly well also, since the dots don't dig in so much, and it still offers a really comfortable experience to your wrist since it has this nice amount of plushiness. The surface on these newer variants is slightly changed from what it was previously. I've tried the older GSR SE previously quite briefly, and honestly I did not enjoy it that much at that time. It had too much of that tuggy static friction when you try to change directions, and that is my main gripe with most control-oriented pads. This time the surface weave is made tighter, and it really reduces the static friction to the point it's very nicely balanced with the dynamic friction of the pad. Now it feels like it has quite the same balance between static and dynamic than the Artisan Type 99 has, for example, while the pad being a bit faster than the Type 99 as a whole. So it kind of feels like it sits between the Type 99 and the Zero in terms of speed, but still having that super comfortable cloth feeling on your arm that I absolutely love. It is a very skin-friendly pad, which is a must for someone who has some skin problems from time to time. One thing on the surface that was also taken into account is the humidity resistance, or not resistance, rather the ability to let the surface breathe and let the moisture through it, so it keeps the pad non-sticky when the games are becoming more sweaty. And yeah, of course I haven't had this pad for many months to really talk about how it holds up in heavy use, but I think it's worth mentioning there is not a single slower spot on the pad after 2 weeks of very heavy usage. So yeah, time will tell if those slower spots develop here, but I'm quite sure it holds up well. Yeah, if you are someone who doesn't really care if the pad has stitched edges or not and wants to have a super consistent cloth pad, I definitely can recommend this new HSR SE2 Blue or the Rouge. I think that is the same pad except for the color. This pad has become the pad I really like having on my desk most of the time. Sometimes I do grab the Hien if I want something totally faster, but this is just a really nice comfort pick that performs incredibly well with most of the skates I have. But that is about it. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.